Retain none?
I mean, me llamo
Blanco?
Paxton.
Blanco? So I was going to ask, what was your Spanish name?
Pepe.
Pepe? Paco.
Paco, nice.
Because guess what's not in Spanish?
What?
Clint.
Yeah. Guess what's not in Spanish?
Yeah.
Paxton.
El Paxton? You'd think, though.
That's French.
That's French. That's La Paxton.
Le
Paxton.
Le
Paxton.
We are recording.
Okay.
Yeah, but, you know.
I know. Well, you know, I was going to ask the question I just asked you. What was your Spanish name? Because mine was Paco, and I'm going to go by Paco when I'm down there.
Oh, nice. Be like, ¿cómo está, Paco?
Mi amo es Paco. El biblioteca?
I don't think you have to stick the S in there. Me llamo Paco.
That's me name Paco.
Yeah.
My name is Paco. But
you're just not all
Smoot
formal.
says she speaks Spanish, and I was like, what? And yeah, I think it's not an accident.
Behind the Barcast, it's a show about
I like that you're surprised by this song.
drinking and stuff. Oh,
This is an interesting take on
will
this song.
talk about drinking and serving drinks.
It's true. Will we? I don't know.
Ooh, and all we'll teach you is how to tell.
Is this a permanent picture of the show?
I'm shaking.
Maybe.
It's surprising me right now.
Yeah. It's weird that someone recorded something that sounds very much like you. Is that Brett?
Hear my mixing a drink. And now my sticky hand cradles an empty glass of what was everything. All the
This is about the time
booze
before
I had is all turned to black. Where is it going?
That's me on the guitar.
From behind the bar curtain. Wow.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. Finally, we're able to hire Kurt Cobain to do our intro music.
His name was Eddie Vedder. Cheers and welcome to From Behind the Barcast.
Behind the Barcast.
Behind the Barcast. The podcast for bartending, service industry, drinking in general. I'm Paxton. That's Clint. Hello. Hey. Filming.
Oh, or
You can-
Urban Plier there.
You can email us at FromBehindTheBarcast@gmail.com, which we have an email this week for a Darren that we're going to use in the second half.
an email.
Someone learned how to use an email and send it
Crazy
to
it took
us.
someone under 30 to figure that out.
I know, right? Who's actually 26. I know.
Yep, exactly
I know
26.
how old she is. We're on Instagram at From Behind the Barcast and Facebook at From Behind the Barcast. And, well, I had a little... I got to tell you, I'm juiced up right now.
He is. He is more juiced up than I've seen him at 6:30 on a non-work night in a long time.
I am juiced up because your boy P had a little rash going on his flank right here. And as a typical dude, I was like, I'll just buy some soap.
Yeah. I'll start using soap. I'll buy some soap. Like you didn't have any soap.
I'll buy some soap. And then I was like, maybe it's like ringworm or something like that. I'll buy some antifungal cream.
Yeah. That didn't do anything.
I mean, the thing was, what I started noticing about the rash was if I moved a lot and like got warm,
A heat rash.
yeah, it would it would flare. But then any morning I woke up, it was pretty light colored, So it started off as a ovular pink little disc that would go away and come back for like 2 or 3 weeks. But then one day it just started spreading. So still being the typical dude, I'm like, man, it'll be fine.
It'll go away.
It'll go away, right? But then it starts crawling its way
Oh,
down
yeah? To the danger zone?
Into the danger zone. I was like,
This gets below my bikini line. I have to get this going.
I'm not even going to Mexico, and I don't need to worry about my bikini line unless Vinny is filming our meets.
Yes.
There's
There's no one here to get a shot of our crotches this week.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Vinny's
all you pajama watchers out there.
Because I'm wearing the same tiny short shirts I was
I wore
last
actual
week.
shorts today, only because all my pajamas are getting washed right now.
So I went to the urgent care, which is like privately owned.
Did you go to the one out here?
No, I went to the one over in Whitmarsh, right by the Verizon store.
That's the same guy.
Yeah. So there's it turns out
He's a crook, but it's okay.
Well, the thing was, I walked in, and they were like, "Hey, listen, we don't take insurance." I was like, "No, I know that's what it is."
That's what I was gonna say.
I was like, "I know you don't take insurance because I can't afford the insurance racket, so we have a Patreon. It is patreon.com/from behind the barcast if you want to help your boy get some insurance. Anywho, so the point is the PTSD of these healthcare workers right now, because the moment I walked in the door, I understood I was going to have to pay a certain amount of cash or, just money.
Was it about $350?
That's exactly what I paid for my prescriptions and everything.
I'm not saying the Loch Ness Monster owns that place, but I'm just saying.
But they go, hey, what's your problem?
hey, let me get about $350.
So I went in, and the first thing she said, she goes, hey, do you have? She was like, hey, listen, we don't take insurance. We charge you $99 for the visit, and then any treatments we give you this and that. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. She's like, okay, good, because like
I'm sure. Well, people get mad about that. If that particular person that he owns about 4 or 5 of those immediate meds.
Yeah.
He rides around in the immediate med hatchback.
Yes.
He's got long hair. He looks like the guy that sung that song that opened up our thing.
No. My guy had like short.
No, he's not out. He's not allowed to give medicine to anybody. Because he got arrested for insurance fraud in Arizona. He was a pediatric. A pediatric cancer doctor.
So that's why he doesn't do insurance.
And he was committing insurance fraud on kids that had cancer. So he was a pediatric oncologist.
Get the frig out.
And got kicked out of the state of Arizona and came to Savannah and started opening up immediate meds, which is why he can't take insurance.
Oh, I see.
So he's never allowed to take insurance again. If he can manage that, because they have to have a doctor above them all, he can manage them, but he can't actually practice medicine himself.
Gotcha. Okay, so they had a nurse practitioner, 2 nurse practitioners basically.
Yeah, that's what usually run with, or PA.
So the receptionist was the nurse practitioner, and she was like, "Hey, listen, someone just walked into the Farm Street immediate med, which the same doctor runs back and forth between the 2."
Right.
So she was like, "It's once he's done there, he can come over here, but you can go out and wait or whatever." I was like, "Yeah, I'll go to Walmart for a second or something." I went to Walmart and there was like 1,000 people in there, and the bathroom was out of order. So I was like, never mind. I'm just going to go back there. I know their bathroom works. I'll just sit in their lobby. Plus, if I'm sitting in the lobby, she'll be texting the dude like, hey, he's sitting here. That might light a little bit of a fire or whatever. So when I came back in and sat down, she goes, hey, listen, I just need to tell you, I know it's immediate med and urgent care or whatever, but like a lot of people get really mad when the doctor doesn't show up in 5 minutes because I was like, hey, baby, it's cool.
It's cool. I've got a rash, but I'm not brash.
You see? So then I was like, I was like, girl, it's okay, man. Like it's not like an emergency. It's just like, I'm not going to go to a hospital for a rash, whatever. So doctor comes in, we do this stuff and he's like, hey, listen, I think it's pityriasis rosea, whatever. That was my diagnosis. He's like, look, I'm going to give you
psoriasis rosea.
He was like, I'm going to give you a shot of steroids. That costs. I was like, dude, I don't care.
Yeah, this needs to go away.
Yes, I expect to pay. I was like, if I get out for less than $500, I don't care.
I have a nude photo shoot with my podcast coming up in 3 weeks. My skin has got to look.
I need the skin looking primo, baby. So we do all this stuff, and they give me some prescriptions. So, and by now it's like 7 o'clock at night. So I went over to the CVS, and I got there, and he goes, hey, we didn't fill it right away because the prescription was expensive, and we didn't know if you would come and get it. I was like, oh, what is it? And he was like, it's $68 and $8. I was like, what? If you were talking about like $1,000, then yeah. But he was like, I'm really so sorry. I can fill it in the morning. And I was like, what kind of people has he been dealing with?
People get rude. I mean, I've gotten rude about different things that weren't like this.
Yeah.
But like I take a medication, and before I had insurance was $140 before it became they had generics of it. Mm-hmm. And so I had coupons for it that my doctors gave me, so it would knock it in half. Yeah. And everywhere I took it, all the CVS's did. Yeah. And I went to a CVS, and they were like, we don't take these. I'm like, you do. And I got into it with the lady a little bit.
Yeah.
And eventually, they did.
Yeah,
but she was just the desk person. She just got real mad with me.
She was the one being obstinate right away.
But it wasn't like now people are getting, because I know that like those specific immediate meds don't take insurance.
Yeah.
People come in and for a while they wouldn't tell people that. Or they would be like, oh, it's $99, and then they would upcharge things. Like they would, like, you'd have a sprained wrist, they'd make you get an X-ray so they could charge you for it.
Yeah.
So they would do things like that.
Or
and they were
$50 ace
and I think they were getting sued for that.
Yeah.
And so they decided to be like, hey, way up front,
right.
so they don't
See, I'd equated it to, Pandy and all that.
Pandy, like, PTSD.
And people being, so on edge, which is understandable in whatever way. But it just seemed like they had been so PTSD'd about, like, how people have been reacting to them. and I've got the neck gaiter mask on, so
Yeah.
there's hardly any expression. I tried to make my eyes as soft
You're
and
blinking
kind as possible, But anyways, so they give me that. So here's something that was a little unsettling. So the girl who was the receptionist, plus, after the doctor saw me, he was cool. He was like super cool dude. He's like, I'm not going to do anything that I don't need to do. I'm pretty sure it's this. I'm going to give you steroids now and then give you some more prescription for steroids and antiviral, whatever. So I'm sitting in there, and the girl knocks on the door and comes in, and she goes, "You ready?" She goes, "We do it in the butt."
And you're like, all right.
We immediately became super close friends because, or not close, you know what I mean?
She's going to be on the podcast next week.
No, but she was like, "You've been so cool today." She was like, "Normally it's like, it's chaos in here."
Well, people are very demanding when it comes to healthcare, which is crazy because everything takes time in healthcare.
No matter what. And do you want someone rushing through your thing?
That is the point.
Or rushing through the last person that was before you who might be, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to rush me or anyone and give a lower level of health care.
Right.
So she comes in, so I was like, do you want me to lay down? She's like, no, just turn around.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. She'd act like I've had these before, which I have had shots in the butt, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah. It was at a festival.
And it was super fun. Whatever. I don't care. So I turned around. She's like, show me your butt. And I was like, how much of it do you need? You know what I mean? Because I was like, I'll give you whatever you want. And then right before she does it, she goes, yeah, they make us do it in the butt just so there's less margin of error. It's a large muscle, and, we don't want to be stabbing anybody, and boom, hits me with the thing. I was like, you don't say that right before you inject
They do it because they want, you're like, all right, we're on the count of one, and then you go on two. You don't want someone ready because you tense up, and that can cause problems in the muscle.
No, understood. I'm the least squeamish about like needles and shots
I don't care
and stuff.
about
It doesn't, especially in my butt.
I can put it in my own arm. I went and gave blood today, and every time I walk in and give blood, I'm incredibly vascular in my arms. And I was like, I walk in and I go, you're in luck.
You're in luck,
and she was like, what? And I'm like, maybe like, oh,
look at that.
She goes, you need a tourniquet.
I could throw it from over here.
I walked in and I walked out in like less than a minute,
Yeah.
and there were like two people in the room were like, what the hell? It's like, look, you go in, you get them, you get out. Because I've had people miss before, and I'm like, my veins don't roll.
Right.
Like, I work with my hands, and so I have a track mark.
What do you mean they don't roll?
So if you're dehydrated, or if you're just old people, their veins roll out the way. So when you got to go in, the vein will move and you'll miss.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So it's called a rolling vein.
Gotcha.
And so like my mother, when she had cancer, and you get stuck so many times.
Yeah.
It makes your veins hard to get in. So like that's why you want a PICC line on people. That's a permanent line.
Oh yeah. Okay,
That way you're gonna keep going back in there instead of having to do it again and again and again.
Yeah.
They just run a port right into the main artery of the heart there.
She was like, do you have any I guess because it was on my skin, she was like, do you have any family history of cancer or anything like that? I was like, yeah, both my parents died of cancer. She was like, I'm sorry to hear that. Have you ever been scanned, like checked? I was like, actually, no, I haven't.
I don't have insurance, but we do have a Patreon.
But we do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/from behind the Barcast. No, but so when I was leaving, both her and the doctor were like, thanks for hanging out with us today.
Come back anytime.
I mean, we kind of had a good time.
Hey,
you know
if you're ever
what I
at Walmart and you can't get in the bathroom, I bet you can go over there. Like, hey.
Yeah, no, exactly. Next time I'm at the Verizon store getting an iPhone 25 or whatever, they send me emails like all the time. They're like, you can pre-order the 13.
That's not a Verizon store, but yeah. It's a Verizon store, but it's not an official Verizon store. You have to go. That's like.
That's where I got my Verizon phone. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because the one on Victory is like.
The one on Victory is
that's
not
cellular sales.
Yeah, it's not
so
it's not an official anything.
It is the second largest official retailer of Verizon products in the country.
Really?
I know people that work for them that make buku. I know the guy that owns it. He got a black card. He is a year older than us. He got a black card when he was 24 years old.
From slinging cell phones?
From starting cellular sales when he was 20.
Oh, you know what, though? Because...
His name is Josh. Super nice guy. Him and his wife are super cool. They got 2 kids.
I think I might... Because I got like...
Peyton and Janella worked for the company. Randy Autry worked for him for a long time.
I got 2 burner phones from there back in like 2007. And they were like, no questions asked. It was like Boost. And they were like, where you want your area code to be? I was like, I don't fucking know. Arizona? Whatever, man. Like, they hooked me up.
God, you remember that in The Wire? They were always buying all those throwaway phones. It was the best.
It was, and my roommate loses his phone every week or so, so he goes to one of those places.
Yeah, I don't know why him and Hunter just don't buy stock and fucking disposable cell phones. Just have a gang of them in the room and just pull one out. Because I'll try to contact him sometimes and be like,
who, Hunter?
No.
Oh, Travis?
Hunter.
Yeah.
Look, I have a skywrite it for Hunter. Because he's always looking up like, hey, man, what's going on up there? I'll just call Huckapoos, be like, when Hunter shows up, tell him Clint's looking for him.
You call the Geico people who fly the
Yeah,
plane
yeah.
around all the time. Like,
Right.
would you add, hey, tell
Will
Hunter
you
call
unroll?
Clint?
Will you unravel the usual Hunter banner that you use for everybody else to find him? Hunter, we have your phone at the grill.
So you're going to Mexico. All right, so just to let you guys know, we are recording this on a Friday because Clint is going to Jalisco, Mexico. Not really.
I'm going
Or-
to Tulum.
You are going to
I can't
Tulum,
fuck that word up.
which is in the county of Quintana Roo because I've been there before.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half south of Cancun.
But you guys,
on the
you guys are on
Yucatan Peninsula.
You guys are in a Airbnb that's like full
We're in a
service.
house. We're in like a 5,500 square foot house.
Yeah, but it's got like chef.
So yeah,
cleaning.
because of the house and we're paying for it, we've got a chef, a maid, and a bartender 12 hours a day each. I'm not sure if they overlap completely or how that moves
wow.
around. I'm not sure if the chef is prepared for me at 2 hours, 40 days to be like, hey, make something I can throw in the oven in about 3 hours.
I'm telling you that if you think that they're not prepared for an all day or all night thing, like you wanting something at any time of night, they're
well, I
probably
guess they
used
can
to
only
that.
do. She says the same 3 people, and they can only work 12-hour shifts.
Oh, I
So
see.
we got it for 12 hours, but I'm
Can
assuming
you adjust the 12 hours?
I'm assuming Smoot had the sense to not make it from 7 to 7.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Be like, hey,
'Cause
how
it's-
about fucking
because
noon to midnight?
1, 2, 3, 4, half of us work in the service industry.
Yeah, right.
Over half.
Yeah.
So we don't work at. If she wakes me up at 5:30 in the morning,
Like,
there's
hey,
gonna be some violence.
Yeah, yeah. Like, hey, chocolate chip pancakes are ready.
It better be
Like,
because I,
I
fell asleep
I
on the
don't
couch.
care.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, we arrive. He'll have his famous fajitas and enchiladas ready for us.
Right.
And they were like, "You want
right.
beef, chicken, or fish?" And they were like, "All 3." I'm like, "Chicken?
Chicken.
What's the safe meat?
Oh,
Not pork. That's for damn sure. I'm eating no pork.
Really?
There's no FDA in Mexico.
Well, see, the thing
So
is,
you can feed a pig. Pigs will eat anything. So you can feed a pig whatever you want. Chickens will eat a lot of stuff, but pigs will eat anything.
and if you're anywhere near cartel land, they might have some human.
I'm not
inside.
trying. I'm not trying to eat people pig.
And I've told it on the podcast before, so I won't tell it again. But when I was in Tulum, it was gangster. I don't know
That
if
was how long ago?
2011.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better. It's a big
Yeah.
tourist thing now.
Well, the thing was, it was touristy while I was there, but it was like only the brave gringos. Luckily, I was there with a guy.
That's why I shaved my beard, so I think I'm very gringo.
Yeah, right. I was there with a guy who lived there, or we ended up hanging out with a guy who lived there, and he's the one that got us out of the ticket because he said in America, red lights don't mean anything after midnight. And we were drunk driving. I wasn't driving, but I was in a.
Right, but they'll only give you a ticket for drunk driving. They're like, hey, now.
But the guy that was with us immediately got out of the car and started approaching the cop. And I was like, hey, man, we do not do that.
No.
When you get stopped by a cop, you do not get out of the car.
You stay in the car.
Yes, lest you
Yeah,
want to be shot.
lock your door.
Yeah. So he gets out directly, and we never even talked to the guy. And he gets back in the car. He's like, we're good.
Did you give him money?
I assume he gave him some money. But the only thing was, I was like, how did you get her out of that? Because he was dating the girl that was driving. He goes, oh, I told him that after midnight in your country that the red lights don't mean anything. You can just drive through them as long as there's no other cars on the road.
That's a great lie.
I was like, that dude is genius.
So Smoot says she speaks Spanish. I don't know why I think Kyle might, but it just would make sense to me.
It would make sense.
It's either him or the other Kyle. One of them speaks Spanish.
You know what? The other Kyle spent a lot of time in Spanish speaking.
Fuck, I got the wrong
But
Kyle.
the thing is, I wouldn't imagine that Kyle wouldn't know, functional Spanish. Yeah.
He seems like the kind of guy that would, because guess who's not the kind of guy?
Yeah.
2 years of high school Spanish. I can read stuff. Like if it's written down, I can look
yeah.
at a menu and
Yeah.
get things out of it. But they talk to me like I talk to them, and so it's
Yeah.
just
Right, yeah. If you go into Tulum proper, there's this one strip of road where, like, one side it's all like touristy shops in the sense of like selling T-shirts and bullshit like that, but the other side, all the restaurants are really great, and it's like $5 for 5 people.
We're paying for a chef. You know how much I want to be eating restaurants? Maybe once a day.
I'm just saying though, you need to
See,
go.
yeah. Oh, we're gonna go to town probably 2 or 3 times, but we got a private pool.
Yeah.
We got the beach, a private part of the beach.
I mean, if you're going to be in a town in Mexico, you got to go at least see it for
I'm
a
gonna
little
go to
bit.
town to see if I just want to see how much bigger I am than the average police officer there.
Than the average everybody.
I know. That's why I told somebody that I was like, look, if I die down there, just know I take somebody with me. At least one, if not
Someone's
two.
in that burning stack of tires with
Well,
me.
they're gonna have to. If I think it's going down, I'm getting a hold of somebody by the neck and
Yeah.
I'm breaking a few necks. I'm at least giving it a good go on the way out. I'll Facebook Live it on the Barcast account as I'm going down. So
Well,
that last little bit of good content.
You know what? He died for the content. At least he
Oh, he's really
provided
good.
it.
He's got. Oh! They hit him with the car.
R.I.P. my friend Clint. Thanks for that last clip, though.
So we're going viral today, guys.
Right. So there's this one restaurant there, and we went, and it was tapas, which is like, oh, it's Mexico. This isn't Spain, whatever. But it was a Spanish expats that had moved there. It was $10 equivalent, and all the wine and tapas you could have.
How was so could you pretty much pay anywhere with American money?
No.
So I was told that most places take it, but I'm going to get pesos anyways.
Like half the places do take it, but you're safer with pesos anyways because everyone takes it.
Right. That's what I figured.
But
And I'm going to bring some back for a reason I'll divulge later on.
But it's been so long ago, I can't really remember, but I think we were running off of all pesos. And I got so many.
I'm about to knot them up with rubber bands.
I got so many. I came back with like, I don't know, like $40 worth because like it was just hard to spend it.
Right.
Because there's nothing to spend it on. Like you're like, hey, all 80 you want to go out to eat? And it's like, all right, it's 800 pesos.
Once I get through customs in the airport on the way back out, I'm just getting rid of all my pesos somehow.
Yeah, right.
I'll just load my bag up with something.
There's probably some in the airport you could get.
Yeah, I'll buy something.
Oh, so speaking
I'll get
of,
your souvenir in the airport.
There you
Good
go.
idea.
Speaking of drinks, one of those places down there, it's a rum shot.
Everything's no ice in anything though, huh?
No, yeah, you don't want ice.
Well, I told you I got reusable ice cubes.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Plastic ones, you can wash them off when you first get them, wash them off, throw them in the freezer, so you can have them. And I'm bringing, as you know I do here, guess what I've got packed in my luggage?
Water bottles full of vodka?
Well, no, they have vodka. They're next to Mexico. I mean, next to Texas. They got vodka, and they have tequila, which I can drink. Styrofoam cups, lids, and straws.
Oh, I bet
I'm bringing a fucking sleeve of styrofoam cups, lids, and straws. I'll be happy to share half of those with my friends. The other half, they're for your boy. And so I'll be bringing a cup full of, like a cooler with just the ice cubes in it.
Yeah, right.
And then my own cup. So when I'm at the bar, I'll be like,
They have.
so I probably won't like that, but I don't give a fuck.
Each house, and I'm sure your house would be this way too. Every house I went to there had a water cooler for brushing your teeth and whatever. And this is a person that lived there.
Right, right.
But the reason they have that typically is because on each side of the street there's a large cistern of water above each house.
And so it's like a mini water tower.
You have
everywhere.
to fill it up. You can fill it up every other day of the week. And the other side of the street gets to fill theirs up every other day of the week.
So you kind of want to hold on to your water.
You're going to need some water. So anywhere you go, you're going to at least because I didn't like brushing my teeth with like faucet water.
You're not supposed to because you get sick.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you would just take a cup of the nice
and use that.
water. Yeah, and use that for most things.
Or just not brush your teeth for 7 days.
Hey, you're in Mexico, man.
Hey, I want to smell like the locals. I don't either.
I don't know.
That sounds good to me. So yeah, so I'm excited about. We're gonna have a good time. I mean, so two different couples, Stephanie and Drew are already down there, and Rachel and Kyle are already down there together yesterday, because Stephanie's boyfriend got stopped on the way in the airport because he had bullets in his luggage. I don't know how you forget that you've got fucking live ammo.
Oh, yeah,
on
live
you.
ammunition in my bag. Is that y'all not like that?
There was an S on bullets, so like at least two. And I'm like, how do you accidentally? And the thing is, apparently, if you bring a gun to the airport and you legally own a firearm, they're like, you can go put it in your car, or get someone to come pick it up, or we'll mail it to you.
Or a locker? Oh, no.
Or a locker.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they want to leave the airport. But they won't do anything. If you try to get on the plane with it, you don't get arrested usually. They just let you fly away.
Oh, as long as you got a concealed carry.
Oh,
or
I didn't
whatever.
know.
Yeah.
I did. Oh, sorry, officer. I didn't know I couldn't do that.
I didn't know I had it.
You can, but see, I could check a gun and take it to Mexico. Because I've got a concealed carry permit, so I could take one of my guns with me.
Oh, and they'll just stick it underneath.
I have to put it. I have to register it first. You pay like $50 or something, and then they put it in. But I'm not bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Right.
So gun to a machine gun fight.
What are you planning on drinking down there mostly? Because they have really good rum, like not just tequila. I went to this place.
Not a big rum guy.
Well, see, I'm normally not either, but they gave me this shot, and I ended up drinking like 10 of them because they were so good. It was a shot of rum, dark, aged, delicious. And they took a lime wedge and dipped half of it in espresso powder and the other side in sugar.
Sugar?
Sugar. You take the shot and eat it was the best thing I'd ever had.
So I could do two of those. I'd be lit.
You think so?
A little bit of espresso gets me going.
Oh right, I didn't even think about it. Yeah, no, because I'm a coffee drinker.
Yeah. Coffee and steroids got him going.
Bruh, I made one cup of coffee today because I was like, I can't go a day without having like some coffee or whatever.
Get a little headache or something,
So I did one cup of coffee and I was like, I'd already exercised this morning. After I took the first round of steroids, I came home and I was like, hit the bag. I came up here, played drums, knocked the fucking
picture off the wall,
and it speared on this speaker stand right here. So I ruined it. So then I went downstairs again, and I've got one of those the cages that you do, squat cages,
A deadlift bar?
Yeah, but no. It goes around you,
It's a deadlift bar.
and whatever.
It's not a squat cage.
Whatever.
Squats are down, not up.
Yeah, but I squat and whatever deadlift cage,
a
whatever.
deadlift thing.
And I carried it around.
It's on your shoulder.
No, I walked with it like this all downstairs. I was
You're gonna
like,
be so sore
I
tomorrow.
was like, this is gonna. But I exercise super hard on Tuesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Wednesday. So like, I feel okay. I'm on steroids. I'm not gonna be sore, dude.
that works.
I thought that's exactly how
That's
it
exactly
worked.
how that doesn't work. So as we speak, we're roasting some cauliflower and broccoli.
Yes, and
Clint smoked. I'm in the third person
wow,
today.
you're a
apparently.
third person today. Wow.
I'm
Going to
proud of
Mexico,
myself.
he's a big shot. Now he's
Yeah.
in third person.
I am going to be balling down there. Oh, speak of the devil.
Is that the
told you I got that
timer?
eternal clock off the chain. I smoked half a side of salmon today that yesterday I brined it. So brown sugar, salt, and a little bit of Texas Pete and water. Stir it up, dunk the salmon, let it sit overnight. And then today at 11:30, I took it out of the refrigerator and laid it on a air out tray
Yeah.
and let it sit open in the fridge for 3 hours to
Yeah,
form.
to firm up, right?
Yeah, it forms a pellicle, which is a little skin on the top, kind of gets the skin to firm together.
That's not the bikes that people have been riding lately.
No, that's not the bike. It's a pellicle ton, yeah. They're very expensive. Very. And you have to watch someone else while you do it.
And if you don't post a picture after you do it, Jennifer
You
Smoot,
did not
you
do it,
did not
Jennifer
do it.
Extra sweaty.
Jennifer Smoot, our friend of the podcast and friend in real life, she
Yes.
pelotons
Who I'm
every
going to
other-
Mexico with.
Who you're going to Mexico with, pelicons every day.
Yeah. She's
And-
going to be the loudest person in Mexico.
Did she go? Hey, I'd like a room with a personal chef, bartender, and a Peloton machine.
Peloton machine, please. You know what? If there's not a bike in the house, I'll be surprised.
How far away from
So I
like?
take it out the fridge.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I put some Slap Your Mama seasoning on there,
Okay,
a touch of olive oil,
okay.
and a little bit of white pepper.
No dill or anything.
No dill. No dill.
Okay.
Dill's for sauces. And
But
for,
I've seen
and for weeds.
But I'm seeing them do gravlax with dill
So
and
that's
sugar.
cold smoked salmon. This is hot smoked salmon. I put it on my pellet smoker. Happy anniversary, baby. Yesterday was our anniversary, our grill anniversary. Which I tried to look up how to spell grill anniversary, and I guess I'm the first one, so yay. And so then I let it sit on the counter for about an hour and 20 minutes. And then I smoked it at 180 for 2 hours on smoke level 7, and I turned it to 220 because I was ready to leave. And
Yeah. But see, I can take salmon like any temperature.
as long as
almost.
it's rare,
Yeah.
that's fine. Because most salmon, especially farm-raised salmon, is pretty safe.
And we tasted a little bit of it before we came up here, and it's not the smoky kind that's so smoky that the kind they give you with like lox and
Yeah.
bagels and stuff, because that's
I should have
too
brought my creme fraiche.
that's too smoky for. Well, I offered to make a nice aioli for it.
When I was by Fort Pulaski, you were like, "Bring a lemon," and I'm like,
Well,
I
I,
don't have any
I,
in Fort Pulaski.
I thought I had a lemon, man. I'm sorry, but
Your neighbors don't have any
I
lemons?
don't go ask my neighbors for anything.
You wouldn't ask Greg for a lemon?
Hey, man, lemon up. Well, I mean, you want to have a fucking hour-long conversation about a lemon or about non-lemons.
About anything, all the other citrus fruit.
So while you're down there, have you ever done shower beer or shower cocktail?
Yes.
Okay, look, man, it's 50-50 when I ask people.
I don't look. I would say last year, 35% of the beers I drank were in the shower. I've also done shower champagne and
Okay.
shower wine.
Okay.
The only problem with that is
I mean, that's gonna go.
keep it up high. No,
Oh,
you bring the
right.
bottle with you, bro.
Okay.
The champagne. You never got in the shower with a lady and brought champagne in there with you?
No.
Oh man, could you get a bucket of ice in there so it's all steamy and stuff?
Oh wow, no,
That's
I never.
sexy.
I don't have a bucket of ice to put a bottle of champagne in, nor. And I drink prosecco.
Oh well, aren't you not fancy?
That's what I'm saying. It's cheap, and I think it's got. Yeah,
I don't mind prosecco. I just don't. I'm not drinking any. I'm the snobbiest thing I'm snobby about is sparkling
bubbly wine.
Is
Yeah.
sparkling wine because I don't. Look, I've had experience with so many varieties of wine.
Yeah.
Like I don't drink cheap wine, period. But
Yeah.
I'll be polite if I'm at someone's house and they bring out something we'll call Miami Pinot Noir, about as low as I'm fucking going. And so,
Gee whiz.
look, I know, but I got to have standards somewhere. I don't with my podcast partners, obviously,
Hey.
or young Vinny, who's not here today. Shout out
Right.
to young Vinny, who's getting Karen's and Darren's for us right now.
He's at work right now.
He's at work
Good,
right now.
yeah.
But yeah, shower beer, shower cocktail. Put it in the Yeti or like the Turbis tumbler, and just go at it. And the challenge is you have to finish it.
You have to finish. Yeah.
Wait, what about Edward 40 hands in the shower?
How are you even gonna wash? You can't even turn the water on or off.
We got to bring a friend to laugh at you. Just Edward 40 hand.
Yeah, right. Yeah. See that.
But it's
that's
also
possible.
it's not fun to shower. If anyone's ever you've always had a hurt arm or hand, you couldn't use one of them.
Yeah,
And
oh,
trying
dude,
to
yeah.
shower with one, especially if it's not the one you normally use, you're like.
right. Yeah. Because you want to use your dominant hand to drink with, I guess.
One of my buddies had shoulder surgery on his dominant arm, and didn't even think to practice wiping when he got out.
Or
Or what? Wiping. Wiping's the number one thing.
I don't know, but there's a second thing.
You should practice the stranger. We all have, right?
I don't think I've ever practiced it.
You've never done the
Here's
other
the
hand.
thing. Here's the thing. All of my injuries that I've ever gotten have been on my left side because that's the direction I skateboard in.
Yeah, but you're not practicing the stranger while you skateboard.
I understand that. I'm just saying, like, anytime.
are you? Maybe you get hurt.
Anytime I've been injured, my right hand is always still free.
Well, he said he went to go wipe and was
Oh,
had to be
wow.
like, Tracy, which is his wife. I'm not going to call him out, but he knows exactly who he is,
Yeah.
and so does 4 other people. And he said he had to like lean
didn't
against
even
the
think
wall
about that.
on the good side
Left
and like
hand?
try to wipe. So now I practice every now and then. I'll be like,
One out of every.
so I've got a
5.
bidet, so
Yeah.
like it takes care of most of the problem.
You know what,
You
though?
still got to dry.
Like Muslim countries, like everyone wipes with their left hand, no matter.
Sometimes
what,
without paper.
What-handed they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you shake with your right because your left hand
smell with your left.
has poo-poo on it.
Speaking of left hands, Fingergate is still going on with Urban Pliers.
Finger gay.
Shout out to V for Fingergate.
So what is the latest?
It's just called Fingergate now. That's all it was. I just wanted to
That's it.
I just wanted to slide that in there.
Hey, get it?
Yeah.
Well,
He's gonna be the coach at USC.
Well, I
before the
think
end
you
of the
should
year.
because the way that I discovered shower beers, I worked at McElwee's down here on Tybee
I
Island.
did 2 weeks at McElwee's.
for Lynn, and she hated everyone except me.
Was Jim there when you were there?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
What on, boo?
He
He was stuck in the 70s.
I use a phrase from him that I learned from him ever since he said it. Someone was trying to get behind his bar, and the bar was
And
really
Jim's a
small
big
there.
guy.
Jim's a big guy, and his bar was really small over there. And someone was like just being in there too much for whatever reason. And very politely, he goes, "Hey, buddy, you mind if I just earn a living here for a minute?"
I've heard you say that a few times.
I say it many times because I was like, that is the best way
And
to
sometimes
say
I go,
it.
I do, man. But I've got a Patreon if you want me to contribute to.
But I think you should. The way I discovered the shower beer, though, I got off work at McElwee's that night, and I was a fry cook, so not
It's not a good smelling job.
not yeah. So I had to take a shower the moment I got home before I went out or anything, and I would always grab a 12-pack of Coors Banquets because the temperature from very cold to like mid cold on a Coors Banquet all the same,
Yeah.
and I would pound 2 of them in the shower. I was like, why has no one ever thought of this? So then, like, the first 10 people I told, they're like, yeah, shower beer, bro.
Like you just
I was
told
like-
me,
I
and I'm
was
like,
like-
I'm 40 almost. Come
I
on,
was like,
man.
come on, bro. But I'm always surprised. I'm on the shower beer subreddit as well.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah.
So my buddy Richard, big shower beer guy, but to the point that like he would go visit his dad who doesn't want him drinking when he was younger, when he was like in his late 20s because he had a problem sometimes. And
Like
so-
a problem with drinking?
with
Like-
drinking.
Okay.
So he would just go in the shower and drink 4 to 6 beers. But then after you've had 4 to 6 beers in 30 minutes,
Yeah.
you forget that you've had 4 to 6 beers. So his dumbass would just throw them in the trash can in the bathroom.
Right there.
And then was like, I don't know how I got caught.
What is-
Like, what did you do with what did you do with the rest of
Man,
them?
when I look back in how my parents caught me in so many things,
You're like-
I was like, how was that possible? Now when I think about it, I'm like, I was the dumbest, the dumbest kid.
Yeah. All of you kids are dumb. Any kid is dumb.
I don't care how smart you think you are.
think you are? You're not going to be hiding things from an adult.
No, you have no idea. If I ever had a kid, I mean, I wouldn't. That's parenting is another thing we don't need to talk
I'll
about.
send my child to Korea.
But
I'm fine.
But I'd be like, bruh, let me tell you right off rip. When you're 11 years old, you'll
You're not-
never.
You're not getting away with anything. Okay?
There's nothing you can get away with. Not because I'm a hound and I'm looking for it. Whatever. I know everything.
I know everything.
There is nothing. Nothing. I don't even care if they invent something new.
I don't know.
There's nothing you can do that
I'm
I
on
won't
Reddit.
know about.
Okay, I know. You can't hide anything from me or Temple Grandin.
Well, let's go get some of that smoked salmon.
How many fucks have you said?
2, I think.
3.
You're on 3? Today, I knew since I was so juiced up, I drank a protein shake like a fucking Jaeger bomb earlier. I was like, feel that protein! And I walked around with the...
From behind the jacked up cast.
from behind the juice cast.
We'll see.
All right,
all
we'll see you
in
in
a
a second. And welcome back to From Behind the Barcast.
That was good. So I didn't get my dirty sink.
Looks
Hey, we
like they've
didn't
been cooking soup in that sink. And welcome back to From Behind the Barcast.
That was good. So I didn't get my Georgia Bulldogs moment because you thought there wasn't going to be one.
Oh,
didn't you?
yeah, I didn't.
What if there was a Marvel movie? I don't need the dog because I need to go, oh,
yeah, nice.
The Braves have made it to the NLCS for the
Which is-
second year in a row, the National League Championship Series, the Final Four of baseball.
And who are they playing?
The Dodgers of Los Angeles. Los Dodgeros.
They beat us, though, don't they?
Yeah, the Dodgers are the second best team in baseball, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Do they
But-
still have Clayton Kershaw?
Yeah, the Dodgers are really good.
Yeah, okay.
They won on a controversial call last night that the guy check swing. They were like strike out, and like that ended the game. And they were only winning 2-1, and there was a guy on first, and like not to say they would have won the game, but like
Yeah.
it's a shitty way to win because in the playoffs there's 2 extra umpires and double the cameras. So you would think they would,
Especially if it was a game-ending.
Yeah.
That's weird.
but fuck the Giants. So okay, I'll take the Dodgers.
That's a playoff.
I've seen the Dodgers play more than any team besides the Braves.
Really?
Yeah, I went to Chicago for a weekend, and like the Dodgers were there, so I saw them 3 times. I've seen them in Atlanta a bunch.
You mean in person?
In person? Yeah. Not on TV. It's obviously it's the Chicago White Sox. We had WGN.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that? We'd do White Sox games.
Dude, WGN had all the good cartoons in the afternoon.
Yeah, and the White Sox.
Animaniacs. They had really the frog. Hello, my baby. I used to love that guy. So speaking of Brave games, Rob Kissabeth, our friend of the show, offered us some pretty sweet tickets.
Yeah, the 3 of us might go to the Braves game a week from tomorrow if the Braves are in Game 6.
If the Braves are in Game 6, which I hope they are, that'd be
Yeah.
dope. He's got really.
You know
good
what would suck
seats.
the most though is
What?
if it's 3-2 Dodgers and we go to that game
Yeah.
and they clinch and we're just like,
I am the anti-Poon a lot of times because I've been to 2 Game 6s for the Hawks and they've lost both times.
yeah, it's the Hawks.
Well, yeah, I understand. But our friend Rob also did send us apparently a couple weeks ago, and I'm just seeing it because we have a group. We have a group text, and I just liked it the other night, and then I started seeing all these like messages about baseball or whatever. But we have a new adventure in Venmo, and this is pretty great actually.
Oh, isn't it? It's a fantastic one.
It's a white Forerunner, and
Like
it
this
says,
plate number F9.
and it's and it's I'll have to block that out when I put it up on. It's not as if they don't care about their information being
That's what I'm
out there or
saying. I mean,
anything like
just
that.
block out one.
But single mom summer, woo! Buy us a drink, Venmo, beach trip dash 2021, and
notice it said summer, so it was sent to us during the summer.
but still, I'm sure it's still up. And Cash App, $ single moms 2021.
I heard you waited on them because that was in the parking lot.
That was in the.
I think it was in the parking lot.
Really?
I think so.
I guarantee I probably waited on them.
Oh yeah.
They were probably a Karen, and I just didn't.
You just didn't know it.
I just didn't know
Hey,
it.
sometimes the Karen slides by you.
Oh, speaking of the phone and looking at it, I was on Instagram, like looking at something on Instagram last night, and I was walking by my table and I accidentally dropped my phone onto the table.
Onto the customer's table?
No, at home.
Oh, I was like, oh, that's a brave
Onto
move.
the table, and Instagram popped up a message that says, "Is everything okay? Did you not like what you saw?" It was some sort of message like that.
Oh,
As
you hit like the
as
help
I-
me button. This is crazy.
As if I like rage quitted the phone by looking at something that I didn't like. Like, yeah, throw it on the table, and it was like, "Oh, we're sorry."
yeah.
Do you not like seeing a skateboarder land a trick?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
it makes me have trauma. I can't land a trick. I keep
my
breaking my shoulder.
collarbone started hurting immediately.
PTSD.
They were asking me at the immediate med yesterday. They're like, "You take anything regularly?" I was like, "I take antacid pills sometimes." You know, I wanted to tell them everything.
You're supposed to tell them everything.
Yeah, I didn't want anything to like
Did
clash.
they ask your gender?
They didn't. I said, "I'm a they, thank you." But they were asking me some stuff, but I kept going. But I do take an alprazolam black market every so often. And the 3 times that I told them, they pretended like they didn't hear me.
Yeah,
It's like-
because they're like,
I was like, "Come on, guys! I just want you to know that I take that." Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to kill me.
People are constantly not honest with their doctors, and they're like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm not calling the police on you. I want to know this so I don't give you something that'll kill you.
Well, see, that's the thing. They just didn't acknowledge me when I told them that.
Yeah, they heard you.
Yeah.
But they were
Okay,
like,
good,
mhm.
yeah.
Yes, also, if you've been like, I also do acid twice a week and
Yeah.
heroin on the weekends, they'd have been like,
Right, yeah. Well, she did go, smoke weed. I was like, no. She's like,
yeah, I'm sure she did.
really?
Are you sure? You pull your gator number. Like, I swear to God,
Look at this face. Does that? Oh, never mind. Pull it back up.
this is not helping, is it? Check yes. She's like, sure you know. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Like, I feel like Jim Brewer, you know, because like
Jim Brewer doesn't smoke weed, and like he looks like he's the highest person.
he was in the weedest movie ever besides Cheech and Chong, Half Baked, just because of the way he looked.
And they were like, I don't want to smoke, guys.
Dude, it's funny. Shane Gillis was on Your Mom's House or something the other day, and he goes, because Tom Segura looks like some kind of like retarded looking dude that they always play on there.
Yeah.
And he's mad that he looks like him. And Shane Gillis goes, when I wear a mask, he goes, I look like I'm straight up in the Special Olympics. And
yeah, and he does.
he does. He's got those eyes, you know, like just like Jim
Those
Brewer.
small beady eyes.
I was like, that is pretty tragic. But speaking of Venmo, we got some Venmo money from a patron of ours, Carolyn, for some T-shirts, and she's going to send us the rest. But that's all of our Venmo adventures this week. And
Grant Nelson.
Okay.
Who eventually the Karen Legally brought to you by Grant this week because Grant $10 3 weeks ago. I kept forgetting to say Grant said because these bitches be crazy. he's continued to try to date.
So he listens and he's like, he didn't mention my name.
He didn't call me for like a week, and I was
Where's
like,
my
"Is he mad?
$10
Is he mad at me?" He sent it to me for pizza, so I was like, "Hey, I already ate the pizza." So he was dating that doctor for a little bit there, and she got like super relationship-y on him. Like he offered to pay. He's an artist, a successful artist for 20 years, and he's like, "Oh, you know, your house flooded. I'll paint you a picture." She's like, "Oh," he's like, "I'll bring it by. I'll even hang it up." She's like, "Well, why don't you come by and hang all my artwork for me?" And he was like, nah, I'll just come. Still hadn't to this point ever met her in person.
Oh, wow.
He never has. But so he was going to meet her.
This was going to be the first date. Help me.
And she was like, "Let me hang up all my artwork in my house," which hanging artwork is not easy because you have to get it just right. And
But see, and
that's a boyfriend job, not a date.
But you can immediately learn how someone is by hanging their art to see how particular they are. And like, you ever seen like people with movers?
Yeah.
All right. So people that are in the moving industry, like, you know how much you hate moving people that you know and love.
Yeah, I'm about done.
Imagine moving strangers.
I'll throw $50 on getting
Imagine.
someone. Oh yeah.
Imagine moving strangers.
I hired movers last time, and I helped, and I didn't stand around. I like carried
of
some
course
stuff.
not.
And,
Yeah.
you know.
But you're not like, excuse me, do not sit that there. I want it 2 inches to the left.
No, hell no. Put it down. I'll move it around later. But I'm also big enough to move my own stuff around. But so my sister and I, Charlotte, hung the majority of my artwork up. And then our friend Caitlin Burns, shout out to Caitlin Burns. I'll see you on the Yucatan Peninsula. Hopefully it won't be too crazy down there. And she offered to come by and help me hang some other artwork.
Yep.
She used to work in an art gallery in Atlanta for like 2 years. So she like reorganized a lot of my art, and I was like, man, the difference between what Charlotte's pretty anal retentive about it.
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
did, it got everything's tight and lined up and everything, but like she wouldn't let me hang any of my superhero pictures in my living room. She was like, no Star Wars, no superheroes in the living room because you're an adult. I'm like,
right, yeah.
So Star Wars is all in one room.
Oh yeah,
And
because
then-
when I went in that room, I was like, oh, it's all Spider-Man and
Yeah.
whatever. In
And Charlotte
here.
wanted to put the Joker in the room with all the Marvel guys. I was like, this is not how this works. You can't put the Joker in the room with the Avengers.
Well, see, I'm an expert at hanging art.
You can see his passion has destroyed a piece of art he hung.
Here's the thing, though. I was playing drums so hard, and it fell down. I mean, I can fix it,
You
it's,
threw a stick through it?
No. This,
When it fell.
It fell off of the wall
It hit the
from
corner of that
from me
thing?
being such a badass on drums over there, and then it fell on top of this and pierced it. But I'm like, you know what?
Put like 4 more holes in it and sell it.
This
like you meant to.
this $800 piece could be yours for $250.
Yeah, with damage.
No, I'll fix the damage.
And he'll come to your house and hang it for you.
I'm full service.
Full service. As long as you don't ask him to hang anything else.
So that was pretty, I don't know, I guess daring of me. So we might as well
You can be
get
daring,
to,
yeah. The Karen
let's
daring.
get to the Karen of the week. It's the Karen of the week. Gosh. I literally just got a text from Rob that said, you punched a hole in your painting, you daring?
How does he know? We're not live.
We're not live streaming. What? I was coming to get this email.
How did he know?
Bruh.
Is he in here with us?
Bruh.
Is young Vinny?
He's been
here?
hiding downstairs, apparently.
Is he in the
Oh,
box?
look. You know you punch a hole in that, Darren. I swear to God. That's amazing.
Well, shout out to Rob, who's live with us on the air, apparently.
Apparently.
So we have a listener.
Stalking live. Yeah, so we had a listener.
Submission. Do you want to do that first?
Yeah, let's do that first.
It's open-ended.
This is our friend Maddie. Thank you for emailing us, Darren of the Week.
At From Behind the Barcast.
From Behind the Barcast at gmail.com. It's really easy. You go to your mailing.
Yeah.
And you type that in.
Whether you have Yahoo, AOL,
whatever.
Netscape.
Whatever.
If you have Netscape, maybe you won't figure it out, but.
So let me set the scene for you. It's October in Tybee Island. And there just so happens to be a fishing tournament this weekend. So it's the fish tournament that I talked about last weekend. I work on the beach as one of the lifeguards. And as I was driving one of our carts from the pier to the north end, which would be the piers on the very south end of the island.
Yes.
She was heading up to the north.
Which is about, about 2 miles?
Something like that, yeah. Let's see. I was flagged down by a visitor, which is pretty common. It was a 50-something white dad that looks exactly like the type of guy that's settled down and everything in his life and isn't happy about it, so he makes it everyone else's problem. Burn. I know lots.
I know a lot. Way too many of those guys.
I know lots of people.
Half
like
of the men of that age.
Yes. He is holding a flamingo floaty and coming in hot in front of his wife and kids. As I was pulling up, and I gave him the hand signal for one moment, because when the cart is on and running, it's difficult to hear people. You know, those.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. He started talking anyways, so I turned the cart off and let him repeat himself. Pointing to the boardwalk, he demanded to know where the designated fishing areas are. I made one awkward noise trying to respond as he angrily continued. That sign says fish in designated areas, and there are fishing poles for miles around.
Unbeknownst to him, there's
a fishing tournament. At this point, it's clicked for me that he's going to be one of those people, so I hold back a chuckle and smile and cut him off saying, I don't know why the sign says that. You can fish from any part of the beach if you have a license or a permit, but that the swimmers will always get the right of way. You just have to know that the swimmers have the right of way. But also, there is a fishing tournament here this weekend. He closed his eyes and he says, a fishing tournament? Great. You need to change your little signs then. Well, guess what? Those aren't our signs.
Yes.
We don't put up signs.
The state does
the state does those signs, yeah. So
it's the Department of Fish and Wildlife.
So she said, I just smiled and drove off because we don't make the signs. We don't post the signs. We're on the beach to help swimmers and beach patrons by preventing injuries or harm. Maybe don't blame me for choosing to come to Tybee on a fishing tournament weekend or walk the couple blocks away from where the boundary actually is, because we have a very large beach.
Yes, Darren.
And the thing is, like, I see people fishing down there all the time, and typically the people that go down there to fish, they're down there at like 6 a.m.
Yeah, or 6 in the evening.
Yeah,
dawn or dusk, because they don't want to be around swimmers, and the fish are jumping more then.
And if you're anywhere near swimmers, you're going to scare off all the fishes, man. I'm no angler, and I don't want to be one after that fishing tournament.
Did you see the size of the fish that Chris caught? It was a tarpon. It was like. It was the biggest fish I've ever seen come off the beach. It was a 2-person holding fish.
He caught it from the beach?
From the beach.
Oh, wow.
He won the tournament, I'm guessing, because it was the biggest fish I've ever seen.
I thought they were in boats. They were, well, I guess with that story right there.
Remember the story we just told about Darren?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So they were,
steroids are not good for your memory.
No, they're not.
They're muscles, they are.
But they're great for lifting weights.
So I've got a Karen of the week whose name is.
How did this, okay. Karen?
That's right. And I've known Karen for quite some time.
So has this been in the backlog, or has this happened between?
She's an ongoing Karen.
Okay, because we recorded Monday. We recorded 4 days ago our last podcast.
I encountered her this week.
Okay, gotcha.
Karen and her husband have been into Circa, where I work. I won't use the numbers. It's 1785. More than any other customer has been in. On the reservation log, you go there, you can see how many times someone's been in, and they've been in over 650 times just by reservation alone.
Oh, wow.
In the 13 years we've been open.
Not counting walk-ins.
They go to the bar a lot and have drinks, cocktails, and they're a retired couple, live in New York, Connecticut. And this is a positive shout-out to Karen because she's awesome. Positive Karen. That's
they do exist. They do exist. You can be that.
There's a positive
Karen.
You
can be a positive
Karen. You can turn your Karen into good stuff.
You can be a positive.
You can be a positive Karen.
You can be. You get a Karen. You get a Karen. You get a Karen.
We get a positive Karen because Karen comes in with her husband and
650 times. She must. Yeah.
And they're awesome. They get the same table every time. They have the same waitress because this girl Galen worked there from the moment we opened until the pandemic.
Right, yeah.
So they always had Galen, always at the same table because they would hang outside of work and stuff. That's now my table, so I get them when they come in, I guess. I'm friendly with them. Other people know them better than me.
Yeah.
But they come in. I know immediately what's going down. House water. Angels, Envy, Manhattan on the rocks for her.
I've had Angel's Envy. It's good.
And a Woodford Old Fashioned on the rocks for him. Well, Old Fashioned on the rocks. A Woodford Old Fashioned for him.
You know.
So that's how it starts. And they're going to eat a very limited variety of things. She wants foie gras to start off with.
Is that a bird?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Yes. Yes. Yeah. A flightless bird, though. But he's been drinking.
He's had plenty.
And so he didn't want it, and he got it anyways.
He got it anyways.
And so, she always starts with the foie gras, and he'll either have, he'll either have fries, and a variety of things. But he uses 2 apps. And so she has to get her foie gras. He gets the frog legs, which are special. He has that, which is a little different for him, whatever. But for dinner, she gets French onion soup with a shot of port on the side. She pours the port into the soup.
Oh, okay.
And he gets steak tartare and fries. And I can tell the current quality of our food and our current chef based off their consumption. Now, they used to always leave a little bit for Galen and the staff because we knew them, and you'll eat at people you know sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like pre-pandemic, one of the best things about having friends and family come in and be like, leftover bite or two.
Right,
Because like my stepmom would always leave me a couple bites.
Yeah.
Carl would leave me a bite or two.
Especially if it's something that you don't get typically, and be like, oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah,
to
but
try
that's
that.
proud, right? That's something I don't eat all the time.
Yeah.
Or if it's just French fries.
Right.
A little bit of French fries, a little truffle oil on there. Chef's kiss. So I could tell steak tartare is not up to par because Mr. Karen only eats a few bites.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is everything okay? He's like, yeah. And he never complains.
Of course.
And he's so nice. So I'm like, don't take out the bill. He's like, no, don't take out the bill. Like, stops the manager. Don't let him take out the bill. We're going to pay for it. It's just not what we want. So,
Sure.
So the manager goes back there, chops up a fresh tartare, brings it out to him. He eats most of it.
Yeah.
But like, it's those little things that are nice to notice, and they were so nice about it. She's an opposite Karen.
Right.
She's
and it's like if you've been to a place,
Bizarro Karen.
if you've had a positive experience at a place, I don't know, in the area of 600 to 700 times.
Yeah, I think if you have one negative
negative one, that's kind of the way it is. Because there's the typical thing is, and this happens a lot. If you're, and I'm kind of glad about Huckapoos in the sense of like our food's always going to probably taste the same. Most of our drinks are going to probably taste the same, but there still is some carryover from since JT died, where people are like, if I don't pour the drink to where it's almost undrinkable with alcohol, they're like, what the hell, man? I'm getting ripped off. It's like, no, you were getting way too hooked up before.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but I want my owner's kids to go to college.
Dude, he during the hurricane, during Irma, I brought a Yeti in. It's the middle of the day. It's my first drink of the day. And I'm like, hey, tears and water. And he's just like, just dumping. And I'm like, whoa. He's like, if you don't fucking like it, make your own drink. And I'm like, I will. And I started making my own drinks because it was just easier because I'm like, I'm getting what I want and I don't want to get drunk. I want to have a prolonged experience at the establishment.
Yeah.
Also, it's a hurricane, bro. I got nowhere to go for days.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like, I don't want to be do you want me drunk in here at 4:30?
Right,
no.
yeah.
Because when the guy complained about free pizza and I didn't cuss him out, I would have been drunk.
Right, yeah.
Some guy complained, like they were giving pizza away that day because it was the last of the pizza.
Yeah, I know.
And the guy was like, well, my kids want something with, they don't like pepperoni. And I'm like,
dude,
it's free.
Dude,
it's like,
nothing.
well, we can go somewhere else. I'm like, you can't.
No, actually,
There's nowhere
you
to go.
can't. You can't go anywhere else.
Where are
you
you
know
gonna
why?
go?
Because we run off of propane and propane accessories.
Exactly.
And there ain't no tricity,
And
no
Eric
damn
Hill
where else.
is the only guy cooking on the island right now. So what are you going to do?
This dude came in, and I almost came to blows with him because he was like, I don't want. There was like literally 6 pizzas ready to go out there. He goes, I don't like any of these ingredients. I was like, look, man, if you wait like 10 more minutes, 2 more pizzas will come out. That'll have some sort. We're just taking everything out of the fridge
and cooking it,
because we don't want it to go to waste. And he said, no, put me in I was like, stop right there. I'm not putting you in anything. You can just go ahead and leave right now. Because you see all these people around you, they know that this is the only place that's giving free food away at en masse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's nowhere else to get food.
Also, there's nowhere else to get food. And fuck you.
Yeah. That guy, double dog Darren.
I double dog daring you. And he was the type of guy that you knew.
Complain about a fishing tournament.
Yeah, I knew I could dominate him so hard. I was like, I had this little fantasy, you know what I mean? I was like, I was gonna play with him while I had him in a headlock a little bit.
You give him a noogie.
Like noogie, kiss him on the cheeks.
Stop hitting yourself.
Suck on his earlobe for a second. You like that? I mean, that's you want to talk about dominating someone. That's how you do it.
I had this bad visual of you having Blake Curry in a headlock and licking his nasty earlobe. I don't like that.
I know, but I bet you'll like this pizza now, though.
Shoving the pizza slice in his mouth.
Force feed him the pizza.
Or mama bird, baby bird him. Turn him around upside down. Be like,
well, that was good. I'm glad that. Oh man, I thought you were leaving for Mexico tomorrow, and I said it earlier. I feel stupid now, but whatever. But,
I'm leaving on Monday morning at 7 a.m. So technically, I'm rolling my sleep schedule over as I've been trying to do all week, which is not going great, but I'm trying. But I'm gonna go to bed early tonight. Like I'm gonna be at bed at what time is it? I'll be in bed by 10:30 tonight.
I'm not because those steroids got me.
You'll be in bed when I go to Mexico finally.
But they gave me the shot at like 7 last night. So like, I mean,
Do you work the next 2 days?
I work. Oh, I have a gig tomorrow.
So you don't work tomorrow?
Don't work tomorrow, but then I work Sunday. But you won't hear this until after I've already done the gig, and I'm gonna let you know I killed that shit.
Murdered it. I was asleep, but it was great.
But yeah, so they gave me the shot at 7 last night, and I mean the guy, I couldn't get my prescription last night because they didn't think someone would pay $72 for their 2 prescriptions or whatever. It was weird. Yeah, so I finally fell asleep and I got the call to come pick up the prescription. I was like, I want to go ahead and start taking this shit, whatever. And I was like, I feel fine. I was gonna go home and take a nap in a second. And I was like, nah, I'm not.
I like that you're hyped up steroids.
I'm
little Temple Grandin. Maybe that's her problem. She's all jacked up on steroids.
Which we're saving Temple Grandin for the Patreon only exclusive podcast that we're about to record right now. But thank you guys for listening to the Platonic podcast.
If you'd like to hear more.
If you'd like to hear more, join our Patreon. It's patreon.com/From Behind the Barcast. We are on. We have a P.O. Box. P.O. Box 191, Tybee Island, Georgia, 31328. Send us any drinks or T-shirts or whatever. We'll wear them on
any
the
of my junk mail. That'd be fine, too.
Yeah, all the junk mail you want. Credit card offers for very high interest rates.
I got 3 turbo calls about my car insurance today in a 7-minute period.
Oh, wow.
3 in a row.
Man, my phone's so good, it's like it'll be potential spam.
That's all it said. Yeah, it said potential, and regular spam. Yeah. But I just saw all 3 of them. It was in the voicemail, and it was the same recording at the same time as it turned on. Like it was the same moment. I'm like, Jesus. Oh, wow. But I don't get them very often because I don't answer any of them.
I don't answer any of them.
People that answer them get more.
Yeah, if you answer them,
that.
That's rewarding.
Or if I hate you, I'll put your phone number on there.
People are answering them.
I'm changing my number to.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys again for listening. It's at From Behind the Barcast at Instagram and on Facebook. We love you.